eFarmville is probably the most interesting and the biggest twist in this whole game plan of eFarm's restartup, because all the other techniques we tried in terms of organic farming, trying to sell and building platforms, all that failed because fundamentally farming is collapsing and farmers were selling their lands primarily because there's no revenue coming out of that, and especially real estate revenue far beating the farm revenue, because an acre of land is usually going for about 1 crore. So there's no way revenues from farm can ever match that kind of figure. So the interesting twist we came up with is that if the farm can be used, because a lot of the NRIs and a lot of wealthy individuals from corporates have started going back to villages and building cottages and building farmhouses and all there. So if we have people like that, so we are going to kind of rebuild the entire village centered around these kind of slightly sophisticated farms which are going to be there, where there is good power supply and a basic set of benchmarks which are going to be there. So what we are going to do is open up the farm on weekends or on special days, and the concept is very simple. A lot of urban kids today want to go out and spend time in nature, and second, they do want to have theme birthday parties, theme weddings and theme engagements, which are a little different from having to do it inside closed doors. So we are going to bring in concepts of hospitality management and catering and things like that. So we are no longer going to be talking farming and anything which is agri related. We are going to be talking about events. We are going to be talking about experiences where people go there, and we're going to tie up with the local tourist operators and start identifying, because every village, every nook and corner of India, there's a lot of history. There are always some very interesting spots which have been unexplored, and of course the tourism industry in India is once again very stereotyped. Like once again, if you only Ooty, Kodaikanal, Kulu, Manali, only a few places again are featuring, whereas every nook and corner of India, we are confident that there is always some interesting culture, there is interesting cuisine, interesting dance or music. So we want to start using these kind of very off the grid kind of locations, and we are looking out for people. So we are going to operate it on a build, operate, transfer kind of model. So if you have a property like that, we would be willing to partner with you, and there are certain modalities with which we engage. So what we want to do is open up the farm during weekends, so that day-to-day activity in the farm does not get disturbed. And during the weekends, since these theme weddings and theme events, people do spend a lot of money, and usually in lakhs. So that way we can quickly generate say at least 5 to 6 lakhs using these kind of concepts. But of course it will take a lot of creativity and a lot of effort from different aspects of marketing and hospitality kind of industry to tie it up. And also we are looking at rural startup centers. Once again, the government is trying to promote Startup India and Skill India, and most of the incubation or accelerators are focused only in the cities and urban areas, and even more so only in Bangalore, not even in other metros. So we want to start pushing the concept that villages and rural areas also, there are a lot of entrepreneurs are there, and with a little bit of support and mentoring, there are a lot of exciting things can happen. A lot of the concepts have come from Mothers Auroville near Pondicherry, where an international township, where they very nicely brought in people from across the world there, and arts or crafts or music. There's a nice interaction between these global citizens and also the local citizens. And Auroville products over the last 30-40 years are very well known for the quality and the professionalism with which they are doing it. So we are going to expand that, and every these kind of villas which we are going to take on slightly on a lease kind of model, and we're going to run it and operate it, and after hitting a certain stable income, we're going to pass it back to the original owner so that they can run it on a stable basis. So based on the location, we might have to study and arrive at different kind of ventures. So it could involve weekend events, it could involve these kind of incubation centers for startups. It could involve small schools for the local villages, whereby the people coming from the city over the weekend, they can actually spend some time in trying to teach them English or Maths or some high-end skills. So that way the village kids also feel that these interactions are kind of improving their lifestyle. So there is a nice social tang to it. At the same time, there is also a business angle to that. So that way, we feel that people who are based on the farm, centered around the farm, once they start seeing a fixed revenue coming, the confidence would be much better, and they will actually be more focused on the core business, which is of course farming, for which of course the amount is far less. So this, we feel that a lot of the youth who are migrating from the village to the city in search of jobs will slowly come back, because we do need technical skills to run these kind of operations. So this project is more physical on the ground. So we need people from different kind of backgrounds, mostly from the hotel industry, people from marketing, people who are good with travel and tourism experiences, people who can offer special things like these mountaineering skills or hiking or these kind of adventure sports can get tied into these locations. And we're also looking at people who can run and administer these kind of off-grid locations. We're also looking for teachers who can station themselves in these areas, so that the activities in the farm do not stop, and they involve the local community of kids and things like that. So this is also a very key project for us, and which will involve people from various departments and various different specializations.